What? The Facebook Live is not working. Oh, oops. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Max Power Hour session hosted by the Midlands African Chamber. My name is Chelsea Champong, the programs coordinator here at MAC, and I'll be moderating tonight's session. Thank you all for joining us. You're welcome to drop questions into the comment section as they come up, and I will monitor them throughout the sessions. Our Power Hour sessions are designed to connect entrepreneurs, business owners, and community members with meaningful resources and opportunities. And we are glad you are here with us tonight. We are excited to welcome tonight's presenter, Dao Starita. Welcome, Dao. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us tonight. Dao Starita is a co-organizer of 1 Million Cups Lincoln, where she helps create space for entrepreneurs to share their stories, learn from one another, and build meaningful connections. With a background spanning product development and financial services, Dao brings a thoughtful, practical perspective to conversations about building sustainable businesses and communities. She is deeply involved in Lincoln's entrepreneurial system and values intentional growth rooted in relationships, curiosity, and support. This evening, Dow will be sharing more about 1 Million Cups Lincoln, what the program looks like, and how entrepreneurs and community members can get involved. Please join me in welcoming Dow Starita. Dow, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chelsea, and thank you, Mac team. We are here in Lincoln, very honored to be partnered with Midland Chambers and with Chelsea and the team there to promote entrepreneurship within the state, right? Lincoln and Omaha jokingly are competitors in some way, but we are sister cities, and the growth of the whole state is more important than the growth of one city. So I am very honored to present 1 Million Cups Lincoln with Mac team and with Mac community there. For today, I'm gonna just walk through a little bit about 1 Million Cups, 1 Million Cups Lincolns as a whole, and take any questions from the community members. So let's get started on this. So 1 Million Cups 1 Million Cups, as you see, it's founded by the Kaufman Foundations, and it's a way to caffeinated community entrepreneurs every Wednesday across the nations. And what I mean by that, our missions of the 1 Million Cup is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, connection for all types of new and inspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. Not just one community, not just one place, one regions. We seek to change conditions, address the root causes, and break down systematic barriers so that all people, all colors from anywhere, regardless of race, gender, geography, have the opportunity to achieve economic stability, mobility, and prosperity. By working together, we can champion ideas and support solutions designed to improve education, boost entrepreneurship, and help communities and individuals drive. That is the mission, the core missions of 1 Million Cups there. And so for us here, this is how we look like. The map is a little bit old, it's 2020. But as you can see, with the Star City, Lincoln right there, we put a little flavor on it, but we're growing. We have more cities than what you see here. So being part of 1 Million Cups mean that you can go anywhere in the nations every Wednesday. You can have the same expectations of what to do, what to expect for the event, the type of welcome that you're gonna get there. On that. What makes us a little bit different? So we bring that big profile, the national profile, from the corporate headquarters in Kansas City down to the Lincoln area. And we have our little flavor of our own visions. We create what it worked for us as a community. And for us, we gather together as a group of organizers, and I will introduce some of our organizers later on there. It's a community-driven growth. We create a space where startups, seasoned founders, curious newcomers come to build meaningful connections, collaborate, and pay it forward. Strengthens Lincoln's inclusive and ever-evolving entrepreneurship ecosystem. And we don't just, I want to make sure that when I say that, like, think about Lincoln, we don't just want to capture this only for Lincoln, right? This is a community-driven growth. So we have business come down from Omaha, come down from across the nation, come to Lincoln to present. We want to create that space. We also have entrepreneurs come to Omaha or any other 1 million cups anywhere else to present. We want the same experience that we provide here that they can also receive everywhere else. But we want to pay it forward to the community that we root in, right? So that is the visions that we have for 1 million cups Lincoln here. Um, and so the key pillars for 1 million cups as a whole is presentation, not pitches, authentic connections, not networking, run for the community by the community, right? And those are the key pillars that 1 million cups headquarter, 1 million cups has. We add on the top of it is radical and intentionally inclusive. It's back to our vision that I just shared earlier. What is meant by this is that we don't want people come with expectations that you go and you present a pitch. We want people come that share their ideas, their challenges, and the community come together and help them with authentic voices, right? We don't want people come with underlining that, oh, I can come for free, but I expect that I will have to pay or doing some other thing. We want it to be a connection, lower barrier cost for everyone, and it run by community, right? It's not running by the headquarter. It's not running by some profit group that make money out of it, right? None of our organizers, co-organizers on my team, or any other organizers, if you go to any 1 million cups across the nation, are paid by the community, because we love entrepreneurship. We love to support the community here. And we will also want it to be inclusive, right? It's that there are a lot of differences in the world, in our society, in our community. And so entrepreneurship shouldn't be for one group of people. It should be for all, in that regard. And so we think that these are the key pillars that we want our community to adapt and to share, and to live by. On that. And so how it's usually work with us is, our program every Wednesday, like I mentioned earlier, is every Wednesday. We meet every Wednesday morning, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Our current location is Don't Panic Labs. We partner with them. There's an address right there. So if you are in Lincoln or you're from Lincoln and you see this, stop by and see us. We have free coffees. Again, it's a very low cost of entry, so you don't have to pay, you don't anything. If you haven't get your cup of coffee yet, you can get your cup of coffee in the morning. Now I heard rumor that we no longer serving flavor coffee just because no one drinking them, so we just have a carton of flavor coffee that no one end up drinking them. So I'm sorry, no flavor coffee. But if you are black coffee with some milk and cream, you there for that. And then once a while, other community member will bring in, pastries and whatnot. And then we usually have about 2 presenters. Sometimes we have 3, sometimes we have 1, but in average, we have about 2 presenters. I'm running about 6 minutes presentations with about 20 minutes Q&As. And, we always finish each presentation with the questions. What can we as the community do to help you, whether you are a seasonal entrepreneurs or you are a first-time entrepreneurs? What can we as a community do to help you? And I believe, and all my team, or even 1 million cup, believe strongly because of community run. At the end of the day, you can't survive alone by yourself. Maybe I don't have the answer for you, but someone else will. Maybe I'm simmered in my brain a little bit after your presentation, and I talk to someone else along the way, and then that person will say, "Oh, you know what?" And then I connect the dots, and then I can help you, right? You never know, but those are the questions that you ask, and those can be, I'm looking fundraising. Can you make some connection? I We are looking for beta tester. Can, in that specific field, can we, have, do you know anyone regarding to that? And then those are the things that we always turn in our brain as much as we can to help and to give back. And as I mentioned, free, open to public, and free coffee. Now, if you want fancy coffee or flavor coffee, that's not in the menu, right? Once a while, the community have fun events and whatnot, and we have things that more fancier than a black coffee, but expectation is free black coffee when you come into to this, right? On that. See, and so what for us, 2025 was a significant year. We celebrate 10-year milestone to be a 1 million cup partner, or be part of the 1 million cup community there. We successfully transitioned our venue from turbine flats to fields to co-working to don't panic labs. It's a lot of moving. We moved from turbine flat at the end of 2024 to fields co-working early 25 to don't panic labs. And with those moving, we get great support from all of the venues we are at. So those are like awesome partners that we have, and we continue to get all type of support from community, the partners, as we move to different location. That no one drop us so far, so I thought it would be very successful on that. We also launched office hours program, and one of the things that we want also to give back to the community, we have partnership from different organizations come in that provide a on the spot a basically office hour free of charge, right? There's certain confidential informations that potentially we can go in deep in detail, but if you have any high level questions, you're more than happy to ask any person in the room or the expert in the room on that. And we also extend our partnership more deeply with the Lincoln entrepreneurship ecosystem, the colleges, the universities, and by the end of 2025, we have total about 58 presentations, and the average attendees between 30 to 40 attendees per week. It's a significant growth for us compared to prior years on that. At our closeout event in 2025, we had about 50 people, and in the past we wasn't even have anywhere close to any of these numbers, and being back on the map to the community and be able to serve the community, for us is a big accomplishment that the team, not myself, um, I have a great co-organizers with me that we can work together on that. And then social media growth and engagement improvement is another key accomplishment that we also have in 2025 as well. And so just break it down a little bit on the partnership. So as you can see, we identify our partner. So we can't survive alone. Since it's a community, entrepreneurship community, we want to include communities, we want to include organization that around the state of Nebraska. I know we don't have in here is MAC, right? And so would love to put MAC on here as well as part of the equation. But we want to include every organizations that supporting entrepreneurships as part of our community, for entrepreneurs, for small business to come and share. about what they do in there with the community, and see what the community can do to help them on that. And so I did mention a little bit about the social media growth. As you can see, a little bit here is from January 8, 2025 to December. We had significant growth in engagement, posts, activities, and this is just through a LinkedIn, um, you know, um, um, channel, social media channel, not included any other channels, or not even, captures any real time in-person um, data or anything. So it's a significant improve for us on this. And office hour partners, as I mentioned, so we extended out to have an office hour partners. We have Lincoln Partnership Economics Department. We partner with Don't Panic Lab, Bear Homes to provide legal, Nebraska Business Development Center to provide any contracting, government contracting, business startup and growth questions. Bear Home come in every third Wednesday of the month to provide any legal questions. Don't Panic Lab doing software engineering education. Lincoln Chamber will do more economic development, grant applications. And, myself answer any questions that you have about financial planning, business growth, business planning, assist planning in that. Strat DM doing strategic planning. We have more than just these on the map here. We also have marketing experts that can also share if you have any questions regarding to those as well. And so for 10 years, what we did, we have a big party, like I mentioned. So we have people come in, 50 or so community members come in to join us to celebrate. I heard that we had more beverages than black coffee. I can't tell what they are, right? But come enjoy, and you might be surprised. You never know on that. So it was fun to celebrate the win with the community to close out a big 2025 there. And so the current organizers of the team, of the community, is awesome team. I'm so lucky to be part of the community, to be part of this organization with these individuals. Anne McClure, owner of Escape, co-owner, founder of Escape Lincoln. Dan Patton, owner of Bats to Rats. Myself with Merrill Lynch, Lindsay Druppy Yatley with Don't Panic Labs, Sarah Spitzens with Nebraska Wesleyan University, and Von Cadders with Strat DM. And when I send you this, Chelsea, we also have another organizers, Joyous, Abby, with um, Lincoln Partnership Economics Department. So, apologize, Abby, I didn't update my slide there, but she's joining us there to continue to provide the support to the community here. Let's see. And that without saying, we have a lot of challenges, right? It's at the end of the day, that's what we do is we provide a platform for entrepreneurs, business to come to share about the challenges, to be candid with us, what we can help them, right? And so we also have the challenges, right, and the lessons that we learn, just like any other organizations out there. Attendance fluctuations has been an issue. You can see that 30 to 40, up to 50 has been a big, fluctuations, right? Someday we have better 50, someday we have worse 20. Average hours is good, but the fluctuations, right? Presenter recruitment and confirmation process, it's we are a bunch of volunteers, so there's a time and effort on that. And so how can we get the community to know about us more? And we do very good job, I would say, to reach out, but we could do even better job of reaching out to let folks know that you don't have to be in Lincoln to present on that. And then our confirmation process can be better, right? It's anything else, it's anything we can improve to help the entrepreneurs, to help us out to be more efficient. We love to do it. Organizer recruitment, we have a great team, but like anything else with any, it doesn't really matter if you run a business, at the end of the day, turnover gonna happen. You have great people, they're gonna have other things. You can't keep them forever. I don't expect that I will stay forever. I don't expect any of my awesome team member gonna stay forever. And so having that energy, be able to recruit the right person, and having sustain the dynamic of the team is a challenge, right? And just have people come in and join us in the organizer team is a challenge. Marketing and communications workflow, we have been focusing a lot in LinkedIn. There are a lot more that we could do. There are a lot more on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all other things that we could do. So we could do a lot more than what we are doing right now. And so those are the things that we will look into more in 2026 and in the future as well. But we can't just say that we're best or we're good at this and we stop, right? So it is what it is. Challenges, lesson that we're not there yet. Technology and logistics adjustment, it's very similar to marketing and communication in the term of sometimes presenter come in without a computer, how can we have it, and then just a coordinations of all of these above there, right? And just for us to also document what we have so that we be more efficient in supporting the community as well. And so anything that can help us help community, we always look for a way to improve. With those challenges and lesson learned, we also have our 2026 focus. So we refining, being better at programming and formatting, presentation refinement. How can we help the presenters to be more comfortable in our environment? The coaching. So we have like for presenters, if you are not comfortable with presenting in front of a group, we have coaches. So Dan Patton and Sarah Spizens, as well as any of us will be able to step in, sit down, go through the presentation with you. But we have dedicated coaches that we can help you if you ask for help, right? And how additional resources help in learning and understanding needs, getting more engagement within the office hours that we have there. The community engagement, how can we do more so that more people know about us and we be one of ranking on the top 10 of places that when people come to Lincoln or people in Lincoln wanted to reach out to see more about entrepreneurships or learn about new idea, can come and look at communications, mention challenges, so focus, doing more partnership development, right? So put Mac onto the map that we have there, right? Maybe having more Mac members to present at one MC Lincoln here, as well as at any other one MC in the state of Nebraska, as well as in the nation, right? And logistics and operations, how can we be better? We already implemented a lot of things, but how can we streamline, make things more efficient, checking people in and checking people out, and things like that. So those are the focus that we have for 2026. And yeah, that's in the nutshell is about 1 million cup, and particularly about 1 million cups Lincoln.
Thank you so much, Dao, for that insightful presentation. It was very wonderful to hear about 1 million cups and how it's a community supporting entrepreneurs in Lincoln and even wider in the state of Nebraska. I'd like to go and have us move on to our Q&A session. I've not seen any questions in our comment section just yet, but I think we can go on and ask a few of my own questions that I have for you. My first question really is about your mission and access for 1 million cups. You shared that the mission of 1 million cups is to lower barriers to access for all entrepreneurs. How does the Lincoln chapter intentionally create a welcoming space, especially for first time or underrepresented founders?
Yeah. Well, that's a very good question there. So, yeah. So the question is, we want to lower, or we emphasize in our visions of lowering the barriers to access for all entrepreneurs. So, how we doing that, right? Um, the way that we're doing is, we actively reach out to a lot of startups, business owners across diverse backgrounds, right? So, we will be talking to, startup or businesses who first time founders, and a lot of us, including myself, would have a one-on-one meeting, would go through and trying to understand the challenges, right, that they have, and making sure that we tell them that, hey, if you are not comfortable, come and join us, come in and just attend the first one, and just let us know when you come. And some people would just come here for about us through social media, or grapevine, however, and they come, and we always, the team had the key identification for the team in 2025, and we'll continue doing it in 2026, is look out for newcomer. We know who the newcomer is, right? When you're doing this for a year or so, you start seeing a lot of familiar faces, but you will start seeing a lot of new faces. And so be that person of proactively come and say, thank you for coming. What brings you here today? Right. And then just try to understand, talk to them a little bit about, and ask them about their experience and whatnot. So it's a lot of things that we combine doing, and that by actively look out for ahead of the day, as well as on the day, to be in touch with those individuals and making sure that they feel comfortable in that environment, and will come back or will present their ideas.
Right. Thank you so much, Dao, for letting us know how 1MC actually, welcomes founders, new members, and things like that. My next question is about what you were talking about, presentations, not pitches. One of your core pillars is presentations, not pitches. Why was that distinction important, and how does it change the way entrepreneurs show up in the 1 million cups community in Lincoln?
Good question. So, yeah, one of the key pillars, and I believe is the first pillar on the list, is presentation and not pitches, right? And it's very important, because if you think about it, if I want to pitch you something, I'm in my mindset of sales, right? So the one of the other things that we talk about is authenticity. If I'm in the process of sales, or in mindset of sales, I might not bring the same authenticity as if I come in with the mindset of, I want a community to help me. I want to share what I'm doing. This is a dialogue. It's not about me trying to sell you my products and service, but this is for me to share with you, right? There's a difference between sell you and share with you what I am doing right now, and potentially the challenges that I have, or the journey that I went through, and things that I see that potentially I can share back to the community as well, right? So these are the dialogue, the communications, to support the community, and not me trying to come and say, look at my awesome products and services. And so because of that shift in presentation and not pitches, that will put entrepreneurs, the presenters, and also the attendees in the mindset of, okay, let me listen and see what the challenge is. Let me listen and see the area that they do it, and how can I maybe use it, or knowing someone be interested in, or how can I see that help them to be better at what maybe I'm not interested, but I see these type of things before, or similar things before. How can I help them to be better so that they can success in their journey, right? And so it's a helpful process of the community, and not, oh, you try to sell me something, I'm not interested, and so I'm completely shut down and not engaged in the conversation. So I think that's very important to distinguish between presentation and not pitches.
Yes, thank you so much for answering my question. We definitely understand that presentations invite more engagement and more interest from members than actually pitching for sale or for money. So thank you for answering that question. My next one is about community versus networking. You emphasized authentic connections rather than traditional networking. What does that look like in practice during a typical Wednesday morning meeting at 1 Million Cups in Lincoln?
Yeah, good. Another good question. So yeah, so authentic connection is go back to also presentation and not pitches and whatnot, right? And so as if we think about it, if you come in and you want to actually build a relationship with someone, what you want to do? You want to know that person. You want to learn about that person. You want to come back to see your friends. Why pitches or networking mean transactional? Once I'm done with that, maybe I'm done with you, right? So it's very similar concept of when you build something, or when you create something that authentic, you feel a more connections. You it's the place that you belong, that the place that you feel safe to be part of, right? And so when you go in there with the idea of, I want to build a personal relationship, I want to build a connection with the other person, I'm not going and try to sell you, network with you just to get whatever the interest for myself. Then in that's change, that shift. And so how it looked like is, we welcome anyone to come in, right? And so you can come in, you can talk to anyone. Now individual one-on-one conversations, that's up to you. If you come in and someone asks you what you do, that's entirely up to you on what you want to share and how you want to share that. But we emphasize that you want to come there to build a relationship. So we're not gonna, we can't enforce any conversation, but we don't create a platform where people expect to come there and say, I'm coming here and I expect to get a referral, or I come in here because it's free, and I expect, and maybe I'm doing some whatever, and I expect to get, businesses or something, right? But the mindset of when you come in and our team members coming out and we welcome you, we talk to you, other communities, we actually create it in a way, and we make it very strongly now, that I think we kind of scare some people away of that, because if you have a mindset of networking and transactional, it's not worth of your time. You're not gonna, the people who go there will see it right away. And at the end of the day, people go into 1 Million Cups know that they go in there for the connections, for the presentations, and not for networking and not for pitches. So they see it right away. So if you don't create that as a first time you come in, I don't see how you want to come back the next time.
Yes, that's important that you've emphasized that, right? It's mainly the community that really brings and draws people into your weekly Wednesday morning sessions. So thank you for also answering that question. And I think my next question also ties into what you were talking about in creating these authentic connections and how you keep members coming back and engaged. So with the consistent weekly format, the short presentations, and the extended Q&A sessions, what impact or what other impacts have you seen this structure have on presenters as well as attendees? I know we talked about community versus the networking aspect, but what are some of the other impacts you've seen?
Yeah. So, like on purpose we have, for a variety of different reasons. So short presentation because, um, any businesses have a lot of different things, right? It's come here. We want businesses to or startups or entrepreneurs come here to share what is the challenges, what keep you up at night as of right now, right? And we want the community to help you for that one thing, right? And the community want to come and help you for that one thing. Um, since it's quote unquote free, right? It's a community help led effort. So if you want to take up the entire time and present yourself and with a lot of challenges, it's kind of hard for a community member to see the value in there. And so the short presentation format is also to make sure that presenter come in with the most challenges that they have that they need help to address at the moment, the key things that they talk about, they want to share about their businesses, right? And then the Q&A is back to the dialogue, the communication pack of it. It's not a pitches, right? You won't come there and try to sell about yourself, and since you don't sell, you don't come in and say how awesome 100 pages of your products and services. You come and share about what you are, who you're doing, and then that creating a dialogue for the community, and that's where the longer Q&A conversation will come, that creating that dialogue, the authenticity, the building the relationship there. We keep it consistently on every Wednesday, because if you miss one Wednesday, you can always come back the next day. We have people who, I met with a lot of entrepreneurs or just community members who say, oh yeah, I really want to go to yours and I could not make it for this Wednesday or this month. And I say, don't worry about it. You can always do it next, the Wednesday after that. We're going to be at the same place at the same time. You have that same expectation. It's the same expectation day in and day out, and that creating a, back to the earlier question that you have about authentic communications and not networking. That's the expectation that we create for the community, that you come in and here is what you expect. It's the simplest, same time, same style of communication, same expectations. So if you travel for a couple of months and come back, we still around, we're still in the same place doing the same thing. Maybe different presentations though. So, if you missed that, then maybe catch it up at different 1 million cups communities there. And it's actually helped the presenter because they don't feel like they stretch out the presentation. They can build that connection with the community. Also help the audience. They focus on helping the entrepreneurs for one thing, or a couple of things that they have at that time. They can retain the informations, right? And having more than one, having two is also help with logistics as well. In terms of, if one couldn't show up, to be honest, then we still have another one, right? And if we have three, one couldn't show up, then we have two, right? If we only have one, then if for some reason that entrepreneurs couldn't show up, then we have none, right? So also a lot about logistics, and so a lot of that tie up, and none of this is what we created it. I would have to credit that to 1 Million Cups headquarter. That is their format, and we adapted. There's a great format that we follow, and it has been working out very well for us. And the same expectation, I coming back, what impact we see is people can expect the same thing when they come to 1 Million Cups anywhere in the nations, whether Lincoln, Omaha, or anywhere, Grand Island, Coney, doesn't matter. So yeah, this is a very important to have the similar format, the same format with consistency. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes, thank you. It's true. Consistency really does continue to bring people and draw them to continue engaging with 1 million cups. So thank you for also answering that question. And I think you dived in a little bit about 1 million cups as a community, but I really wanted to focus on the question that you always end each 1 million cup session with. And that is, what can we as a community do to help you? Can you give us a little bit more information or an idea of why that question is central to the 1 million cups experience?
Good question. And this, if you think about it, it's very helpful. Sorry, it's very deep. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. Everyone can attest. You stay up late at night, you get up early in the morning, or maybe if you are a night person, you stay up all night and you sleep in. Or you're a morning person, you go to bed early, but you get up, who knows, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, right? It's a lonely journey, right? And sometimes being a single person, you have a lot of information and you there are a lot of resources out there. We look at the resource map that I shared a little bit earlier, that is not it, right? We miss a lot of resources ourselves. Being what I say resource center or want to be a resource center for the community, we don't have all the resources, right? And so if you are a lone entrepreneurs, how many resources can you have or do you know? Right, and so what can we as community help do to help you is to provide you with our feedback, opinions, resources, the things that you ask for. And it's important because we want the entrepreneurs to know that the journey, you don't have to work this journey by yourself. Come to us and ask us the questions. We If we're able to help you right now or we can't help you right now, we don't want you to feel discouraged and don't come and ask the question again, because what we will all share back with us, like, hey, I came, I present, and I and then later on maybe I found out about these type of resources that I think that it's very important for you to know about, to share with other people, right? So as a community, we help each other to grow together. It's a community driven growth. It's a Lincoln vision, right? And so how can we help you to grow in the community, help us to grow, to provide the resources to help you to grow, and also the community and the state of Nebraska, Lincoln, Omaha, Kearney, whatever, the state of Nebraska grow together with every resources that we have, with every partnership and connection that we can share.
Yes, that's very true. We know that community is definitely built on partnerships and the sharing of resources. And so that actually helps me transition to our next question. And it's about partnerships and venues for 1 million cups. You talked about different multiple venues and strong partnerships that 1 million cups has um, established over time. Can you tell me a little bit more about how partnerships with organizations like Don't Panic Labs and the local colleges and universities have strengthened the 1 Million Cups program?
Absolutely. First and foremost, without those partnerships, we probably where we're gonna host basement of someone's house, right? Joke. It's completely a joke. Anyway, so the partnership is important because the majority of, not all, but a lot of entrepreneurships are coming from colleges. A lot of ideas and things like that. Universities in the state of Nebraska help to funnel a lot of businesses and ideas, whether it's a new business or people come back and learn about businesses. As you see the map of all of different organizations there. There's just so many things out there, so many organizations out there. And for us, those partnerships are important. The partnership with Lincoln Leadership, Lincoln Economic Department, for example, help us to provide a lot of help us to reach out to a lot of startups of businesses. The partnership with Lincoln Chambers of Commerce, the partnership with MAC, Midland African Chamber, the partnership with University of Wesleyan, University of Nebraska, Lincoln, Kearney, and whatnot, help us to share out about our assistant, who we are, allow us to tell them that we have a platform here for you to come and talk to the community, right? And so our growth is the growth of the partnership, is the growth of all of these the partnership that we have together. So the more partnership we have, The more growth we have, the more people know about us, the more people can come to Lincoln, to Omaha, to wherever 1 million cups you want to talk about there. At the end of the day, it's it's a major milestone for for us to grow together rather than growth individually, because entrepreneurship is a lonely journey.
Yes, that's true. Thank you so much for talking a bit more about how some of the partnerships that 1MC has actually established to help continue growing the community. My next question is actually about the challenges and the lessons learned. You mentioned challenges such as attendance fluctuations and recruiting presenters. What lessons from navigating those challenges might resonate with entrepreneurs who face similar hurdles and trying to bring community together and things like that?
Yeah, it's a lesson that continue learning, because once you think that you get something somewhere, and then you always say, we could reach out to more. 30 seem like a lot, 50 seem like a lot, but why not 100? Why not 200, right? The sky is the limit, right? There's so many folks out there, entrepreneurs out there that can be benefit, or we can be benefit from the partnership or the attendees. And so that there's always, more people that we want to talk to, and so attendees or presenter, and we continue learning. One thing that we definitely see, or we saw for 2025, would be proactive and persistent. Everyone is busy. Entrepreneurs are busy. A lot of entrepreneurs are solo entrepreneurs, which mean that they more or less just be, jack of all trades, do a lot of different things. And so you send them an email one day, they might not see it. You send them an email second day, they might not see it. So consistency is the key, right? And also, provide them with a welcoming environment, so that they know that, hey, that's okay, we're here, we're human too, and we're here to help, on that. So consistency, to get in where the presenter, or attendees are at, and be out there and talk about your community. All of our organizers have our full-time jobs, but I could tell you that if there are opportunities, they will talk about 1 million cups. If there are opportunity about talk about other nonprofit organizations or other groups they belong to, they will. There's a pleasant time, but I know for sure that, not only our organizers, but also the community members, will do an outreach for us, by just because we are going out there and we talk about our community, and we share how passionate we are in helping others to achieve the lower the barrier, and help them to promote, entrepreneurship in Lincoln, in the state. And they see the authenticity, the welcoming, the connections that we are doing. They will go and they will talk about it, right? So I have entrepreneurs come to me and say, I heard all about you and I really want to come. Or I have other people say, oh, it's so fun, why no one, you know like, why aren't we know more about these things that you guys doing, more, right? I had a meeting this morning with an entrepreneur, and she asked me a lot of these similar questions that you have here, Chelsea, and she's like, why aren't more people coming? And I was like, exactly, why not? There are, of course, that reason why not. It's free, and so maybe it's not worth the effort when it's free, because it's not a networking, it's not sales. You don't get, like a business right away out from there. So for some, it's not worth the effort. Building connection take a lot of time, right? You don't just meet someone the first time and you instantly be a best friend forever, right? And so it's those are things that require a lot of time and effort, right? And but be yourself, be out there and talk to people. And as long as you love what you're doing, you're passionate about your community, I strongly believe other people see it. And that's how other people see 1 million cup Lincolns, and that how the community come and support us and want to support us, because of how we present ourselves to the community.
Yes, that's very, very true. Thank you so much for sharing about lessons learned and some of the ways that you try to improve 1 million cups to be able to welcome all entrepreneurs. I do have a question about, those one-on-one sessions that you were talking about, where you're answering questions and, people are asking, well, why aren't people knowing more about this? I wanted to ask about your office hours program. Can you share more about the office hours program and how it complements the weekly 1 million cup sessions?
Yeah. So, office hours program is free, open. We have people from different fields, experts from different fields. So we have, like, for example, the legal team, right? They come there, they answer any questions that you have, and again, it's free, right? And now, of course, if you want to go more in detail, there there are things that they cannot provide legally advice, right? Just because that they will be hooked on providing legal advice, and if you implement their legal advice, right? And so there are more things if you want to go in detail, but if you want to come and you have something that keep you up at night of saying like, hey, I'm doing this and I wonder, should I do this or not? Or for another example, like government contracting, right? So if you are interested in contracting or being a contractor for the government, and you don't know where to start, and you just like have an idea, you're not sure where to start, then we have an expert in the room who you talk to, share up some of the things and walking through of like, hey, is that something that providing you with the right resources? Maybe that's not the right thing, or maybe it's the right thing. So those are the resources, the live resources from the expertise from people that has been doing this in the field, that can give it back to the community. And it's beyond just the paper resources that you see on the screen or printed out on the paper. These are the experts that you can talk to, because sometimes communication, so when you read something, yeah, maybe it makes sense, one thing, but then as you talk to someone, you like, oh, I haven't thought about it, or how about this question, you have this following up, and it started clicking. And there was a story of someone who came and to one of the office hours, ask about one questions, the next time come back, ask about another questions, keep going on with that. And it's like, we welcome any of that, because if you have questions, we want you to come and ask us. We don't want you to be alone on your own journey. And at certain time, if it makes sense because your questions need to dive deep or require certain type of expertise, then we will let you know. And at that time, you probably want to seek out more of in-depth conversations. But if it's something that you like sleep on night before, a week before, and you couldn't find answers, or you want to bounce off the idea, we don't want people come there just to passively listen to presentation and asking question. We want the community also have a chance to ask their own questions as attendees, and not necessarily just become a presenters.
Thank you so much for sharing more about your office hours program and the support that you provide entrepreneurs who are seeking more information and resources as they go on their entrepreneurial journey. My last question is about how can people get more involved in 1 million cups? For anyone who's watching out there and is interested in getting involved, Dao, what are some of the best ways to participate as a presenter or as an organizer or even as a supporter?
Yeah, so the seek out your 1 million cups in your local community. That's first and foremost. Like if you live in Omaha, awesome, 1 million cups Omaha. If you live in Lincoln, Lincoln. If you live in Grand Island, Grand Island, Norfolk, right? So seek out your 1 million cups community there. They do an awesome job. Come and attend. Get a free coffee if you're a black coffee drinker, right? And if they provide a flavor coffee, then you get a flavor coffee there. So attend and see how they are. You know, we are very actively on LinkedIn, so you can follow us on LinkedIn so that you can see what's coming up. Other communities active on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. So first and foremost, find your community, right? And you can do it by going to number one, millioncups.com. Right, so you go in there. You can search for your communities. There's like 121 communities out there, right? So go there, look for your communities in your neighborhood or in your city and your town to attend. Being a presenter, attend is the first talk to the organizers, and if something that you're interested, you can also even do it on the website. So 1millioncups.com, there is a page where you can go and sign up to present at your community. And let's just say if I have a business in Lincoln and I want to present my business in Omaha, I can also go through the same process, right? Just apply and present in Omaha. If I want to present in Kansas City, I would go through the same process, go onto the website and select Kansas City and present in Kansas City. So, it's have a list of 121 communities. And if you want to expand to present, you can select wherever you go, or if you travel. So let's just say, if I travel to wherever another city, I can go and check out the 1 million cups on there and find a place and go and attend and be part of the community. So how do you find us? Lincoln, 1 million cups Lincoln, or 1 million cups Omaha, or Norfolk and Grand Island in Nebraska, or go onto the website 1millioncups.com. You can those are the two main resources that definitely can find us, Lincoln for sure. And to present with us, just go to let us know, email us, let us know, send us a message on any of those platforms. You will reach out, you will reach us and we will get back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Dao, for telling us more about 1 Million Cups and how, as a community, you come together to support entrepreneurs, and for giving us your contact information for those who are interested in joining the 1 Million Cups community. So thank you so much for presenting. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share a few upcoming Midlands African Chamber events and opportunities. We have our next roll call taking place on February 11th. Please stay tuned for more specific information on our next roll call. Remember, it's February 11th. And roll call really is one of our signature networking events. And it's a great opportunity to connect with fellow entrepreneurs and business owners, similar to what Dao was presenting on 1 Million Cups. Our next Power Hour session is actually scheduled for Thursday, February 19th. So please stay tuned for more details on that session. And any additional MAC programming and events will be shared soon. So we encourage you to stay connected with us. And thank you to our audience for joining us for this Power Hour virtual live stream presented by MAC. And so to learn more about MAC and upcoming programs, please feel free to visit our website at www.midlandsafricanchamber.com. Have a great evening, and remember, Dao, sorry.
I forgot to mention, if you don't know where to go, like Chelsea just mentioned there, you can look me up on LinkedIn and send me a message. I'm happy to be a resource for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dao. Remember, look her up on LinkedIn, Dao Starita on LinkedIn. And with that, have a great evening, everyone. And remember, stay informed, get inspired. Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody.